Welcome to the Real Estate Fight Club, a podcast for agents where you'll witness a battle of opinions about topics affecting your real estate business. Now, always in your corner, here are your hosts, Jenn Mertland and Monica Weekly.
Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Fight Club. What's up, Jenn Mert?
Hello, Monica.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Are you feeling ornery or are you feeling sort of balanced where I need to know?
I'm never balanced.
I know.
Why would anybody want balance? Balance is dumb.
If you're playing the drinking game when Jenn says things are dumb, take a sip. You got your first one in right away.
Exactly. Well, It is dumb.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of Real Estate Fight Club. You know we love it when you join us. Join us in the ring here. Today, Jenn and I are going to be duking it out over this question. Should agents be required to own real property? Real estate? Should they be required to own a home or a condo or, I don't know, land or I don't know.
Something.
Do you think that's a prerequisite?
Yeah, this is a weird question. I don't know. What do you think?
I do not think they should be required to own property. First of all, in some parts of the country, that's a lot more difficult than other parts.
True.
If you're a New York City agent, it's very likely that you're renting something. Just happening a lot there.
Yeah.
I also looked to this analogy. I'm a vegetarian. Does that mean I shouldn't be able to own a Subway franchise because I'm not eating the meat that I serve? I can still understand and learn about the business and the product and the quality and quality assurance and whatever. But
is it like okay, so you're a vegetarian. Would you own a Subway franchise?
I don't know. Maybe not, but that's more like just a personal thing because I've seen that fail. A lot of people fail with those. So I would I own a restaurant that served meat? Sure.
Would you own a cattle farm?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Because your vegetarianism is it's because of what?
It's because of animal welfare and advocacy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting question. I think at face value, my answer is no. They shouldn't be required to own property or investment property or whatever, real property as part of the licensing, right? But theoretically, because I also don't like rules, so that would go against what I have to say.
That's right.
But theoretically, does it make sense if I were going to hire somebody to represent me, would I have liked them to also I don't know, would I want them to have owned property? I don't know, maybe not. I think in some cases, yes, but in general, no. If I was doing investment property, would I want an agent that knows investment property because they have some? Yeah.
Okay, so you own investment properties. You've done a lot more investing than I have.
Mm-hmm.
If I called you and said, hey, I'm putting up this little listing, I think it's a fit for investment, but obviously you need to know, come take a look at it. Well, I don't need to be qualified to run that through your mathematical equation. You know that.
That's true. But what if you had a buyer
that hadn't invested before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously then I'm advising them on things that I shouldn't be if I don't know the answers,
Right. It's just you're asking me for help on your listing because I know more than you. And if it on that topic, right? Just like if I'm listing like you do a lot in a certain part of town. So I would ask you to check the numbers. It doesn't make me unqualified to sell the property, but if I'm a buyer looking for something very specific, I would think I would want my agent to know, if I'm looking for if I'm a restaurant owner and I'm looking for a restaurant building, would I hire a residential agent No. Would I hire a commercial agent that only specializes in office leasing? No.
But now you're talking about specialty versus I don't need to have owned a restaurant to help that guy buy a restaurant, which is what the first question
Right.
was. Do I need to own a home in order to help others buy a home?
Right.
Right.
No, right. That's why I said at face value, I think the answer is no. But it also feels like, okay, so if you're a residential agent and you're renting, does that feel weird? I mean, I rent.
See, there you go. Right.
It feel weird to me. But
Your
like I
answer is
can
no.
see
Yeah.
how, but I also own property, right? So it's a little bit different.
Except you don't need to own property to understand the process of owning property. It's like saying that a Mercedes-Benz dealership, all of the sellers should own a Mercedes-Benz. Well, not really. You can learn all about that car without ever owning that car.
Yeah, but I think if you do work for a Benz dealer, you should drive a Benz.
Well, you could have driven one. You've been in a house before, correct? That's the same thing as driving a car. Like you've been in a house.
Yeah,
He's been in a Benz. She's been in a Benz.
that's true.
Right.
I think what's more important is like that we somehow go through, and I don't think it should be a rule for the license, but like how we should somehow have to go through like a simulated version of the process, because I think that's what gets lost, right? Especially on lenders, I feel like it gets lost.
For sure. Well, this maybe goes back to your whole idea of blowing the whole thing up and everybody needs to be an apprentice for 2 years. And
I'm glad you brought that up.
perhaps they need to go through an assimilated purchase process and understand the stress of it all and whatnot.
I think it would be helpful because it's easy for us as agents to forget what the emotional aspect of it, especially if you're an agent that's doing a lot of deals. It's very easy to forget that it's a highly emotional process. People move because of an emotional thing, right? Either they're having kids or the kids are leaving, they're getting married, they're getting divorced, they're changing jobs, like whatever it is, there's a reason for the move. They're not just doing it for fun normally.
Very true. And you're right. The top 5 stressors in somebody's life will be new job, birth, death, moving, and marriage.
I don't know. New
I think so.
relationship.
And the thing about it is when you're moving, it's probably because one of those other 4 stressors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the spirit of the question, right? It's like, I don't know anybody that would be like, yes, they have to, like, require that you have to own a piece of property. That seems kind of weird because you could own something without ever having to go purchase it. Like you could get inherited land, property.
Right. True.
You could, I mean, it could be a gift. Wouldn't that be awesome? Look, if you're looking to gift property, please call us.
Phone me at 513. A question that's stemming off of this that I think is interesting is maybe not as a requirement, but if you are an agent, why is it that you don't own real estate? If you've seen and understand the power of owning real estate in wealth building, why is it that you don't?
Because I think that people, I think that people think there's only one way to own property, and that's to or 2, be a landlord or flip houses. That's not true. There's a lot of ways to invest in real estate. So the question maybe should be like, if you are not investing in real estate, do you not believe in your product?
Right.
But I think Benz owners should drive a Benz. Everybody needs to drive a car. I would drive the one that I'm selling.
Right. Well, I think, and a lot of dealerships, I think, encourage that, obviously, give you discount. Hey, maybe we should get discounts on houses.
Yeah, right. No, but the opportunity to understand it at a high level and can make decisions quicker if we are looking to invest. Like we understand the market conditions, which puts us at an advantage.
Yeah, very true. All good questions. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, let's take a break. Let's head back to our corner, hear a word from our sponsors. And when we return, we'll have the final punches.
Hey guys, listen to the messages from our partners. There's some amazing things going on inside of these messages.
Boom, boom.
Hi guys, Monica Weekly here. I am so excited to announce Real Estate Fight Club's newest partnership with Cyberbacker. Cyberbacker is the best in the business for virtual assistants. I'm telling you, because I know, because I have a virtual assistant through Cyberbacker. Her name is Frances, and she's changed my entire life. I'm serious. You know it's time to leverage through other people, and you know now that Cyberbacker is the best place to do it. I'm telling you, they have this incredible process. They have a training program that they put these folks through to get them up to speed with what you need. It's the best thing I've ever done. It's the best money I spend. She makes me better. And right now, if you mention Real Estate Fight Club, you're going to get a special prize. So go to Cyberbacker and let's make 2022 great. See ya.
Welcome back. Let's get back to the battle inside the ring. I don't know if this is so much a battle as much as just an interesting thing for us as agents to think about. If you do own property, how does that help you be a better agent?
Does
When's
it
the last
help,
time you moved? I don't know if it does or doesn't. If you don't own property, why is that? Do you not understand or trust the process of investing in property? And can you therefore sell it appropriately? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it should be a rule that we should invest in property, but I think it needs to be like, you should invest in property because you're a realtor.
Yeah. Every realtor should understand the power of here's what I do know. I'm not an investor like you are. I don't own a bunch of properties. I have owned multiple homes before, but not like you do from a purpose of investing. But I do know that this is the single best freaking industry in the world. Where else can you own millions of dollars or sell millions of dollars of inventory?
Mm-hmm.
Zero risk.
Right.
Zero. We get to sell millions of dollars of inventory without buying a single house. It's amazing. It's business.
Crazy. And the startup is really low, which brings me to blow that shit up. Just kidding. Kidding.
All right, guys. Food for thought today on the Real Estate Fight Club. I think that's going to have to be the end of today's battle. If you've got an opinion on this, if you have seen this be important or not important, we'd love to hear from you. Please go to our Facebook page, which is Real Estate Fight Club Podcast, or Instagram. Listen, if you're not following us on Instagram, there is some good shit going on there. We got going on. We crack ourselves up anyway. I don't know.
I'm sure you'll think it's funny too.
Yeah.
We also, actually, I'm just thinking, on our YouTube channel, I did do an interview because I am always interested in other ways that you can invest. And so we did an interview with a guy who does note buying. So that's another way you can invest.
Interesting.
Where you're not having to tenants and toilets.
Interesting. You're just buying the note.
Mm-hmm. You're the bank. Also pay your taxes. #.
If you guys are not caught up on your 2021 taxes, you do nothing else until you figure out how that's happening.
Stop
right now.
the recording.
Shame on you guys. Come on.
Shame. All right. Well, and of course, if you have any questions about EXP or you want to reach out to me and Monica, give us a call at 513-400-1691. All right, Monica. Thank you.
See you next time.
And I'm here with my tiebreaker, Andrew Hersey from Star One in Cincinnati. Hey, Andrew.
Hello.
Let's see who you agree with. Which team? Well, which team are you normally on? Are you normally Team Monica or Team Mertland?
I go back and forth, actually, from the ones that I've listened. I'm right down the middle.
Oh, geez. That means you're Monica. It's okay. You won't hurt my feelings. But here's your tiebreaker. Do you think that real estate agents should be required to own property, as part of their licensing?
This is a tough one because I don't yet own property. I have it in my business plan for 2022.
You
It's
sold
actually in my business.
houses too.
Yeah, I need to. I really do. And it actually was in my business plan in 2020, and then COVID happened, and I didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
And then things just went crazy, and I ran out of time. And then now it's 2022 almost already, or 2022. Yeah, I don't even know what year it is.
Nobody
I
knows.
don't know that it should be required, but I think it should be a goal for everybody getting into real estate. We need to invest in what we sell. And I really think I don't know that I would say adding it to a licensure requirement, but I do think it should be a goal of every real estate agent to own or at least get into flipping or something in the real estate realm.
I agree. I see what you're saying. So you're saying like being involved in real estate in some way as like an investment, you think should be like not a requirement for a license, but like that is like in line with what we sell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know agents that own 150, 300, 400 units, and I'm not there. But a lot of them, parents helped out with starting a long time ago, and here I am for, I'm going to be the one to start it and hopefully pass it to my kids. So I don't know about 150. That's a lot.
So is your first house then going to be an investment property, or are you going to buy one for your family and you?
So the first one that I buy will be an investment property. I'm looking at single families because I know that if something happens and I need to offload it, I can offload a single family quickly. Okay. Multifamily's been better lately, where you can offload it quickly, but I know for a fact, even if a market shift happens that needs to, then we'll see that you'll still be able to sell a single family, and multifamilies might be a little bit harder. Right. So that's my line of thought. And you're only dealing with one person instead of 3 or 4, 2, 3, 4 people that live in the same unit that are trying to argue with each other all the time. No,
that's true. Yeah, we've had that. I can share with you some stories. But I think like also the spirit of the question is like, as a real estate agent, is it appropriate for you to be a renter?
So I don't want to make anybody angry, but I think you should own a house as a real estate agent. And I do understand in some situations, life happens and you just start real estate and you're trying to make it a career, and maybe you have to rent for a couple of years. I don't think that if you're 5+ years in and successful, that you should be a renter, unless you're maybe in New York or LA or something like that, where you can't buy a house for under $5 million. But in Cincinnati, I'm gonna.
I rent, Andrew.
Well, you travel.
Right. See, there you go. I do houses also. I just don't like living in houses.
Situations call for different means. So that's why I wanted to tread lightly, because I do know there are people that do, there's an agent that I know that's going through a divorce, and the other spouse is keeping the house. Right. You rent, do what you got to do. But I think that if you just are renting because you don't want to buy something, then
seems opposite of what the real estate license like our whole goal of being a licensed agent is to perpetuate the dream of home ownership.
Exactly.
So yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's good. I'm glad you came on. It's funny. Isn't it interesting? You're like, you don't care how it gets done, but like you do think that real estate agents should invest somehow, either because not everybody's meant to be a landlord either, right? But there's a lot of different ways you can invest in the business of real estate without being a landlord and without being a homeowner.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Andrew, if people have a referral for you in Cincinnati, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Probably cell phone, because everything goes there. It's 2022, and that's where, it's always on me. My cell phone number is 513-835-5506. Probably the easiest way to get a hold of me.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
See ya.